Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm a gay man, and I do feel obliged to support my my gay artists and YouTube content creators and so forth. And I usually do just because that's what I gravitate towards to, or I feel obliged. But there's one gay YouTuber that I really don't like. His name is AirrickDebunks, like AIRRICK Debunks, and he's really just kind of a reverse chud. I mean, all he does for his videos is he would say, I'm bored, I'm going to watch Nerdrotic. And my mum always said bored people were boring people because they've got nothing going on. That's why they go looking for things because they're bored. So that's not a good way to start with me. But he basically will just get a video from someone like Nerdrotic or just anyone from the Chuddosphere, and he'll just sit there and take their video apart, sentence by sentence, basically, issue by issue, argument by argument. And a lot of the stuff they say is crap, of course, because they're chuds. They're transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic, racist, everything. And part of his definition of a chud is that you create a problem and then feed that problem. And I guess on a small scale, issue to issue, they do this. But on the bigger sort of field, no, they didn't start the culture wars. They just... Because a lot of these guys started off as legitimate YouTubers with actual topics and subjects, and then they just found that the videos got bigger views when they just jumped on these culture war topics. So they just then started to school themselves on that, and that's what they do now. And I must admit, I do still occasionally watch some of these guys because the sad truth of the matter is they're more entertaining than the left. The left, as much as I agree with their politics and I feel we need their counter-programming, a lot of them are just boring. And these guys, even though they're chuds, some of them are entertaining and interesting. And sickly enough, I do find a couple of them hot, but that's why I go to therapy. But, okay, so the issue I have with him is he's basically, like I said, a reverse chud. He just does what he criticises these guys for. They just will look at Brie Larson or Marvel or Disney or whatever the topic is and just sit it and pick it apart just for the sake of it, for the sport of it, even if they don't really believe it. Even if it doesn't make sense, just because they know that's what their audience wants to hear. And he's just doing the same thing for the left. And I'll be watching some of his videos and he'll be going through stuff and some of what he says is right and the rest isn't. And I'm like, you're picking apart what this person's saying just because they are saying it, because it's coming out of their mouth. If one of your side said it, you wouldn't disagree with them. And it's just really frustrating because I've watched a bunch of his videos because, and he uses these really annoying thumbnails that are just, well, they're not as bad as like Nerdrotic and that. They have the stupid AI generated, like it's always like someone's face like yelling or something, like, oh, some horrible things happened and some drama, and just they have someone with tears, big giant exaggerated tears and stuff like that, like the kind of thing that would attract the most base unintelligent person to it. He kind of does that a little bit too, but not as bad. But and usually has some really stereotypically gay thing in a video, and like he's got these big fluoro glasses, and I think he identifies as a bear because there was some bear reference that he mentioned someone criticizing him for. It's like, well, maybe if you didn't like put yourself in a specific gay subgroup, you would do better with a general sort of audience and gay audience, and he was arguing against that. And I'm like, bears are pretty bad for being very much their own little group and not allowing other people in and feeling like they are the definition of masculinity and anyone else is just inferior. So I have issues with the bears, and the fact he identifies with a bear as a bear kind of gives me some insight into his personality and the way he sort of operates. But I know I'm, but his beard to hide the fact he's got a round face isn't really helping anything either. And the fluoro glasses, it's like he's just trying so hard to be some kind of, I don't want to get too much into trying to analyze him and all the ways he falls into or sidesteps the sort of gay stereotypes and gay things, because he doesn't really serve the gay agenda or anything. He doesn't really serve us. He's really just there to spite them. And that's the issue I have with him. Like he doesn't ever seem to have a point or a real argument or a reason to talk about something or a joy or a celebration of something or liking something. He just is like, I'm just going to attack this person because people want me to attack them. And I'm going to criticize everything they say, even if they're right, even when it comes to facts. Like, and you just pull out the most ridiculous things. Like, God, if I get into the specifics, this will be a 20-minute video, so I'm just going to stop there. But because I'm already at, I think, nearly 5 minutes. But yeah, I just had to comment on it. I've commented on some of his videos, and of course he doesn't respond because, he can't. But it's just so hypocritical and lame, and you're no worse than these guys. You're just the other side of the coin. You're doing exactly what they're doing for your base, and it's really no better. If you had some integrity in regards to the actual subject and the issues, and we're just calling people out when they stepped out of line or said something that was wrong, that would be a bit more sincere. But this is just for the sake of it. You just go through, rip every little thing they say apart, even when they're right, even when they've got a point, even if it's just from their perspective. He'll still rip it apart but I'm going to go, partly because someone's now drilling something outside of my apartment. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's probably going to keep going. And I'm nearly at 6 minutes, so I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this guy and his issues.